Identification confirmed. Welcome back, Captain Jarbo.
Give me a status report.
Certainly. Since we last spoke, I have identified several weaknesses in the target. You will be working with the biggest faggots in the known galaxy. Your primary mission is to take down Ethan Ralph. You must not fail.
Hey, guess who's back with the gay ops optics, Matt with the cockless style you guys walk with. Hot shit, hut check all the boxes, engage the cuck switch, boot up the block lists. Yes, it's time for me to be redeemed. Ralph sticking his wee and barely legal team. So assemble a team, we gotta scream kill into the grease mobile. Let's make Ethan scream. We're really headed for the dim sun with gay Optimus Prime and gotta win, son. So let's see if we can dig some shit up, and if we can't, fuck it, invent some. Look at this child, so innocent, kid's gone missing, and dad's probably out of his mind. Are you listening? Big bad Ralph's looking out for fucking meth-headed kids to be jizzing in. That fucking sham of a marriage, no kids, was the last human damage. There's loads of college kids up on campus that you can trap and drag back to the mattress. The old Matt wouldn't have this. Let Matt give you some practical tactics. Send her to me. Just like magic, watch her come back with a sack full of black kids. How are you keeping them silent? With a punch to the eyelid, or with a knife like I did? Welcome to Club Biden. If it ain't got no training wheels, we ain't riding. Now the takedowns are getting faster. Man, I never thought the student would become the master. Caught a lot of flack because I flagged down Matsmas, but bitch, you got more fucking flags than an atlas.
Please stand by. Block list low.
So this little spick dominate put you on the block list, but can't do it better than me. I heard this motherfucker Ethan Ralph wants to fuck little kids, but he can't do it better than me. Nowadays, everyone is a false flagging faggot. It's tragic that even if you're on some gay off shit, I'm on some gay off shit. No, buddy, you'll never do it better than me. Damn it, I want my baby back, baby back, baby back ribs, baby back pussy, and baby back tits. But her dad wants his baby back quick, so maybe quit it, you fat fucking idiot. If it's between a fat pill popping baker sipping hick who just doesn't know when he's beat, choose the pretentious fag who's only a talent, being able to spray the fuck out of his cheeks. But Matt, would you date an 18-year-old? No, not unless she's got a 4-year-old bro. Not unless she can produce a GoPro and we can go home and film with no clothes. If that's the case, then we'll split the load, and that'd be the reason you randomly film gift churches to me. What colleges to you? I pour gasoline and then leave all the clues. Morsky, I'm just letting you know that the CP you only got no right to show. That shit's my fucking copyright, you know? Sounds like you want another Noxin fight, you ho. Yeah, you're out of luck now, cause it's cool to be the cuck now. Ain't nobody give a flying fuck now. Man, fuck that wheelchair shit. Your man's got a truck now. And pesos, what the fuck happened to you? And how the fuck did you become such a tool? Guess your true color's starting to show through. And it's the color of the Jew. So this little stick dominate put you on the block list, but can't do it better than me. I heard this motherfucker Ethan Ralph wants to fuck little kids, but you can't do it better than me. Nowadays, everyone is a false flagging faggot. It's tragic. You open your mouth and you had it. We're all on our own gay off shit. Nobody, you'll never do it better than me. Maybe she ain't no better than me. No, 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 guess what? She ain't no better than me. No, she ain't no better than me. Even if you're on some gay off shit, I'm on some gay off shit. Nobody, you'll never do it better than me.
I am detecting multiple incoming takedowns from all quadrants. The flagging fags are rapidly mobilizing, formulating new gay ops countermeasures. Warning, your chances of survival.
RuckusWorld.com.
Ali.
And so I ask you, American people, to vote my ass president, please.
Thank you, Dr. Carson. Mr. Trump, your turn to make a final statement.
I was born in my own hospital, a great hospital, the best you could imagine, delivered by the doctor that I bought. And he thanked me. He said, Donald, thank you. This is terrific. I bought at least a couple wives, 3 highest paid women in America, but the third one doesn't speak English just right. And she's great. I see her on holidays. Terrific. Now this country needs a good, strong leader. I'm real busy, but I may just have the time if I let you elect the Trumpster. You're welcome. I'm a great leader and I can't read. We're being raped by the Chinese. I'll make these China dogs my bitches. I'm the filthy rich. richest. I want to make this country great. Right now we're not great, but the Mexicans keep coming here to rape. And by the way, at least rape in English. I'll build a wall no one could climb. No one will climb this wall. And the Speaks could rape on their own fucking side. Mexico is the new China. Now I'm seeing people talk about Trumpster, saying things that quite frankly aren't nice. When I'm in charge of our nuclear program, you're all bound and fired. I'm a great leader and I can't read. We're being raped by the Chinese. I'll make these China dogs my bitches. I'm the filthy richest. Need a hero that'll come help. I'll sell America to myself. I'll build use highways and some bridges. I'm the filthy richest. We're losing. It's a catastrophe. I'll negotiate a better deal. I'll do a good job. We need a leader prez that'll get us out of our debt, help the people get lower wig prices. We need a leader prez that'll get us rid of ISIS, rip them all to shreds, fucking towel heads. We need a leader prez that'll get us driving hybrids, give us all some bread with the side of Pez, and tell the Mexicans and all the illegal migrants, you gotta get a license. I'm a great leader and I can't read. We're being raped by the Chinese. I'll make these China dogs my bitches. I'm the filthy richest. Need a hero that'll come help. I'll sell America to myself. I'll build you highways and some bridges. I'm the filthy richest. And I just can't help all you bitches. I'm the filthy richest. It's gonna be terrific, 'cause I'm the filthy richest.
I'll admit it. I'm not letting my kids die. I'm somebody that thought I could fix this, and I'm starting to think about having to eat my neighbor. I'm gonna haul him up by a chain. I will eat your ass. I'll do it. You think I like sizing up my neighbor? Cut him, skin him, chop his ass up. My children aren't going hungry. I will eat your ass. Eat your ass. I'm literally looking at my neighbors now and going, I will eat your ass. I will eat your ass. Eat your ass. My superpower is being honest. And I will eat your ass. I will eat your ass. Eat your ass. That's why I want the globals to know. I will eat your ass. I will eat your ass. Eat your ass. I've extrapolated this out. And I will eat your ass.
All right, everybody. How you doing? Welcome back to the Crows of Judgment live stream. Give me just one quick second. Unfortunately, I was trying to get my supplies together while we're waiting for the stream to start, and I just got my coil heated up enough. Okay, all right, that's better. That's way better. Holy shit. Okay. The fuck am I singing? I know, right? We get stuck in your head. Oh, man. Is Darth Vader going to join us? I don't think so. I don't, maybe, probably. Ah, man. Okay, so let's check in, see how things are going in Afghanistan. I think that's the best way of starting off the week. Let's see. Afghan women's march swiftly dispersed by Taliban gunfire. Well, you know, kind of saw that one coming. Not gonna lie. I do want to. Time for the Crow apology. You know, okay. So, I want to talk about this Marvel game and show you guys the trailer. and get your opinions and give my opinions. But sorry, stretching. The Arcadum thing, right? I don't apologize for what I said in the video. Let's see. So when I did the stream on Wednesday, it was my first time looking at any of the Arcadum stuff, like actually like going through and reading the entire Twitlongers. And I'm sorry, but like I think I said like 3 main points that I had. The first was that he is a scumbag, right? Because I mean, he's cheating on his girl. And the way that he's treating these other girls, he sounds like a complete fucking scumbag. The second thing I said was it sounded like some of these girls were stepping forward because they used to, fuck around with the guy and he had basically excommunicated them from his community. The third thing that I had said was that there may be a serious claim in the Arcadum stuff, but when you have all of these different people coordinating together and they're all dropping these Twitlongers and Google Docs, and with all of these people together, somehow a grown adult was calling themselves the victim of grooming. I was just sitting there going like, oh my God, right? Like, maybe there is a serious claim in there, and people have told me that there are serious claims in the Arcadum stuff, and that they had gone through some of the other stuff. But oh no, Crow, you're pulling a turkey, Tom. You're pulling a fucking turkey, Tom. No, like I like legitimately. If some people like DM me, and it was actually pretty funny. The people that DM me told me that other people had told them that they were upset. And I was like, well, what are they upset with? And they're like, well, there are other claims, right, that I didn't get to in the stream. And that those claims were like more serious. And those claims had like phone calls and everything. And what I said was like, hey, give me the claims from the people that you want me to actually look into, and I'll just go to those ones, right? Because when there's random dude, like, dude, what is up? Just DM me on Discord or something. Say I have no clue what you're going on about. No, okay. So this is what I was told by one of the people that contacted me. Hey, Ram dude, I did not watch Destiny stream. If you have a timestamp for the stream you want me to go to, like I can go to it there. But I'm just talking about what I talked about in my stream on Wednesday. Okay, I'm not talking about any of that stuff around this. But yeah, no, like legitimately, I sent Destiny. Yeah, no, I know you did. I haven't had time to watch it. I'm sorry, I haven't had time to watch it. Power Dynamics, Crow's Judgment, they do not discriminate age. By the way, have you come out of the closet to Jasmine yet? Your lateness is beginning to give you away. No, I have not. But no, like literally with the Arcadum stuff, the ones that I read through, because I read through 3 to 4 of them, were pretty fucking nonsense. Well, no, Randy, here's the problem. I don't need to watch Destiny stream, right? The Twitlongers that I pulled up, nothing serious had happened in them, right? The first Twitlonger I had was from a girl who made it seem like she was uncomfortable with everything that Arcadum had been doing, but then later on goes to reveal that, she had never actually told him no, and there were times when she was okay with it. It was pretty fucking bullshit. The second one was a girl claiming to be the victim of grooming and then had redefined grooming, right? So I'm not trying to be like a douchebag or anything. There were like something like 10 claims that came out all at the same time. I didn't read through all 10 of those claims on the stream. I only got through 3 to 4 of them. But the ones that I read through, they were not very good. And I even said at the time, if there's a real claim within those things, like something like legitimately that's awful, it's being buried by nonsensical bullshit that I don't think mattered at all. Right? Like, come on. A grown adult calling themselves a victim of grooming by redefining grooming, that was awful, right? But that was one of those claims that was put in there. And there are people going around calling the guy a groomer. It sounds to me like the guy's a massive piece of shit, but I already said, and I think everybody who contacted me, right? Tell me like the specific stories from the twit longer, and we can pull it up on stream. Right. So like random dude, I didn't watch Destiny stream, but the thing is, if there's like a specific twit longer, right, like a specific victim that came forward or alleged victim, whatever, that came forward, and you want me to talk about that one and go through the evidence on that one, I absolutely will. Right. I absolutely will. If you want me to just watch Destiny stream, I mean, I can, but if you have like a timestamp for me to go through the stream, or if anyone else does, we can watch it on stream together instead. Whatever you guys think would be best, right? But like, I personally, I still take issues with some of those things that I had read. I didn't read all of it. The stuff that I had read, though, I did not think was very good. I can't really like deny that. What I specifically read was pretty bullshit, which included a grown adult redefining the term grooming and then claiming themselves to be the victim of grooming, right? Like that to me was like the point where I was just like, oh my God. And if you watch the stream again, I think you can kind of hear it in my voice. But if there's anything like specifically, actually, I want to pull up Discord and see if anyone did send me anything. But if you have a timestamp for the Destiny stream, that would honestly be awesome. That would be awesome, because I do want to talk about. We should listen to the phone calls. Yeah, that's fine. Not. I don't think all the Twitlongers had phone calls in them. I think one of the Twitlongers, and this is like the very last one, it had links to some things, but like, I think I was just so burned out at that point. And the person themselves like said that they were not, gosh, I'm blanking on it a little bit. Crow sounds familiar, don't it? Oh, yeah, a little bit. Destiny timestamped his stream, if I remember, and he points out manipulation you missed. Okay. Well, here, let's go to. And I'm not trying to be a dick, but nobody actually told me which story I should read. I think somebody may have said something during the stream that night, but I like there are people saying a lot of shit. Just watch the Destiny shit. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna watch Destiny stream. I feel like it's probably best. It might take us a little bit longer, but I'll show you why I was. I'm not trying to be a dick. This is why I didn't watch Destiny stream. It's like almost 5 hours long. I really didn't have time to sit through it. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I really am sorry. I did not have time to sit through his stream. He does have timestamps kind of put into it. Kelly Siren's experience, Naomi's experience, Discord call 1, Discord call 2, Falcona's experience, Cree 45's experience, and Discord call 3. Now, I guess we just go to Discord call. I can play their experience. I'm still want to go back to those Twitlongers and Google Docs just to go through what they actually put out. But I can't believe they forced you to watch Destiny. How sad. And I just farted and pee in my bed. I did recommend Zombie Fox just listen because it's mostly just him reading. Okay, guys. It is a 5 hour stream. I'm going to skip to Discord call 1. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but the thing is, there are phone call links in the Twitlongers and Google Docs to my recollection. At least one had some. If you have the name of one of these victims, right, that you feel that story was like one of the ones I didn't see, or you feel like I didn't go through it enough, just post that in the chat right now, and I can go to that specific Twitlonger or Google Doc, whatever they posted on Twitter, right? Bo Blackstein streams if you want to watch them. I mean, like, I don't mind watching the streams. It's just these streams are like 5 hours long. I was actually there for a Bo Black stream, but I was only there for like 30 minutes, and there was something about it. They weren't. Bo Blocks was talking about something else. I don't know. I was at work at the time, and I just pieced out. Just play it, Crow. Yeah. Okay. Let me speed it up. Oh, that's bad because Destiny talks fast. Okay, let's try 1.25. I'm gonna go to Discord call 1 because that would be the call, right? I think.
I'm gonna subscribe. Never mind, that was too much. Okay, we're playing the call.
Oh no, wait.
Hello.
Oh, that's him on a Discord call with the person. Okay. Does he show anything at the time? Not just video games. Okay, hold on. Let's just... Falcone's experience is the shortest one.
My story. I believe I was forced and groomed into silence about my experience up until this point. Recently, there's been a lot of drama circulating around one Jeremy Black, aka Glorious Arcadum. I'm going to be briefly and concisely describing my experiences involving this person.
I appreciate that.
On the night of October, November, September, November, December. November is the 11th, right? Fuck. On the night of November 25th, 2019, I was sexually assaulted by Arcadum in my own home. I invited Arcadum to my home in the hopes to help him escape his supposed abusive household setting with his significant other, and simply wanted him to have a fun weekend with my old roommate and I. He took advantage of me on the night of the 25th and used my emotional vulnerability to attempt and perform sexual acts with me. The night began pretty normal, and all three of us were watching movies. Once my roommate went to bed, Arcadum asked to scratch my back and play with my hair. I was obviously okay with this because he hadn't been intimate with me before this point, and I'm super friendly in the sense that I was, oh man, fuck, how old is this girl posting this?
Okay, I am curious how old she is too, but like, okay. In all honesty, an epileptic seizure is less painful than hearing Destiny speak at Carson Judgement. I don't know why people hate him. Like, his opinions on things, it's just kind of like anybody does politics on YouTube. It's not him calling them. Well, I'm reading through like one of the experiences. This is one he put in his stream, so he's probably gonna like go through everything. I think. I really hope. But yeah, let's just go through it. I don't. This is one thing that I think I kind of noticed with one of the girls that came forward. The first story that I had read was like, she wasn't comfortable with him doing things with her, but also he would do things with her and she would be okay with it, but only sometimes. And then, she would tell him that she wasn't interested, and then he would stop. But then later on, later on as in maybe a few days later or next week, he would make another move on her, and maybe she would say, okay, it was that kind of shit. And I was just like, what am I fucking reading? And he's got a girlfriend too, so what are you doing? I don't know. Gruma's crowd. Okay, fuck off. No, Ty. Fuck off. No. Do any of them know what grooming means? Well, the girl that claimed that she was the victim of grooming put in her article or her Twitlonger that grooming is when someone manipulates. It was, and I'm like, that's not fucking grooming. It's in the original stream we did. It's a call between Arcadum and the girl. Just listen for a few seconds. Okay. Let me play through Falcone's experience, but then we'll play the Discord call. And and we'll just listen to that. I thought that was him calling someone, so I'm sorry. Crow, there's something that you need to know. DM it to me.
Does anybody know how old the folklore girl is? I think 20s. That doesn't tell me anything because there's a huge difference between like 21 and 29. Regardless, just as an aside, I would never believe.
Okay, so like Falcona is 20 something and claiming that she's been groomed like that. That's what he said when he started talking about the story. That's the type of shit that I guess when I see that and it's presented in one of these things, I'm just like, what am I fucking watching, right? Like, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying to be a dick. It's just like, I look at that, I'm like, you don't even know what you're fucking saying. But let's keep going through it.
Even my life, anybody that tells me that they have like casual physical interactions with other people, physically touching somebody is like one of the biggest like amp ups to some type of intimate relationship. Even if you do that with some casual friends, don't ever invite others into that because people can get really weird really quickly about that. Don't ever do stuff like that.
I agree.
If this girl's really young, maybe she doesn't realize or whatever, but like, yeah, that because people that are trying to make like physical advances on you like that are trying to like gauge your comfort level with more to see how far they can push it. Yeah. She was 19 at the time. It was only when his hands started wandering where they shouldn't when it became something more. I finally got the courage to get up from the seat I was in. He also stood up and attempted to embrace me very close. I allowed it because I assumed it was a hug, only to feel his erection against my leg. I remained motionless and did not touch Arcadum back in any way, shape, or form. This weird, dry, humpy embrace lasted several minutes, and he cried into my neck. I could feel it.
Okay, all right. So, a couple of things. One, he cried into her neck. That is, maybe he really does have some emotion loose. But like, okay, this is my problem, right? When Destiny's talking about this right here, yeah, so she's 19. I don't know how old Arcadum is. So someone wants to post that. I don't know how old he is. But if he's like touching her, right? Like physically touching her, and she's saying, okay, Ohm is calling everyone who called him out and reveal his true colors. He's calling you out in TJV and chilled Venom and everyone who called him out. Well, Wrecker is a fucking man baby piece of shit. Like, I don't know what else to fucking do about the guy. He can fuck off. Where was I? Fucking hell. Crying with a boner in your pants. That's the most embarrassing thing about this so far. Yeah, that's pretty fucking bad. That's pretty fucking bad. That is pretty fucking bad. Okay, so they are together, right? Just the two of them. He is touching her. She is receptive of it, right? Then when he goes up to hug her, she's okay with the hug. And when he, basically has an erection, he's pressing it up against her and shit. She doesn't say anything to him, right? Like, I mean, first off, this just sounds fucking cringe and embarrassing. But to me, this is my problem with one of the stories is like they basically admit that they never tell the guy no. And I'm like, well, then what are we doing here? But this is just sad. Honestly, it's so sad.
I'm gripping at my shirt and pants and holding me violently and just crying into my neck.
Okay, that's that. Okay, holding me violently, right? Okay, look, I mean, I'll get to the phone calls, right? I'll get to the phone calls, but this is the thing. Like when they try to use grooming, right? Oh, he was hugging me violently, right? I feel like this shit would go so much better if they weren't trying to milk that shit as hard as they are. I think Destiny said it's manipulation through using a tragedy with an ask, making the ask harder to say no. Well, random dude, I already said it. The guy's a manipulative piece of shit. But, the thing is, a lot of guys try pulling that shit with women, right? And by that, I mean trying to, gosh, what do you call it? Sympathy dating, right? Like sympathy sex, right? You make someone feel so fucking sorry for you that they'll put out, right? Like, and the thing is, it's not looked upon very well but there are guys that legitimately fucking do that, right? And let me just like give an example, like, you know, TV and everything. I remember pity sex. Thank you. Pity sex would be the proper term. Thank you, Noble Rose. It is manipulative. Don't get me wrong. It's just how and I'll get to the phone calls, right? But how much of that manipulation do we think is a problem, right? It sounds shitty and everything, but I mean, like, if this guy is trying to go around and beg for pity sex, it's embarrassing but we like, people do that, and it's really fucking embarrassing. But you know, as far as like examples from TV and everything, you ever see like I don't know, like a common example would be like something where a guy sees a hot girl and then he makes up a story about how someone in his family passed away, so she feels all sorry for him, and then he takes her home or like goes off with her. Shit like that. Like, dude, guys do that. I don't know to what extent Arcadum went, or like exactly how he was framing things. It sounded like some of the stuff was really fucked up, right? But it doesn't sound like anything illegal was going on. It sounds like it's really bad moral behavior. And it's up to everybody to decide what they feel about that and how much they want to hold that against them. But I just, for me, honestly, this is clearly an attempt at basically like deplatforming the dude. But when I see grown adults claiming to be victims of grooming, right? I'm in such a go fuck yourself mood that it's hard for me to look at that other stuff and really, you know, feel like, I don't know, like sympathy, I guess, or empathy. It's really hard for me to do that when you have grown adults claiming to be the victims of grooming. And since I know all of these girls got together and worked on their stories together, that means that the other girls were all okay with grown adults calling themselves victims of fucking grooming. But yeah, I mean, of course he's a manipulative piece of shit. I just like, but like the hugging violently shit, that's the stuff where I'm just like, come on, like this has it's just so fucking pointless, right? It's just in there to make the guy look like he's like fucking deranged. It sounds like he's fucking pathetic as all shit. This guy sounds literally fucking pathetic.
Once the first fight finally ended, I pulled away and verbally tried to console him, which I'm terrible at in general, about his relationship and home life issues. After a bit of talking and him venting to me, I told him I should go to sleep because it was extremely late in the night. We had plans the next day that we did not get to because I was petrified from this night. He complied, and I walked him to his room, which is across the house from my door. I checked to make sure his sleeping arrangements are good and they need water, food, and toilet paper, etc. When I went to leave the room, he asked for another hug in the frame of the door. For reference, I'm about 5'3" tall, and I weigh around 145 pounds / 65.7709 kilograms in weight. Thank you for that conversion. Arcadum is a larger man, both in size and height. I agreed out of submission to his emotional distress, which led to him forcing me up against the...
Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna play it, right? Let me just fucking play it. Let's see how she fucking describes it.
Wall and proceeding with his version of a hug. Again, my body was touched and grabbed at, purposely avoiding my genitals and breasts to a degree. It felt like...
Oh, okay, so... these are the escalations, right? And you guys tell me if this sounds wrong in terms of like actually dating somebody, right? And I'm being serious, right? You're invited to stay over at someone's house, right? When you're at their house, you begin to physically touch them and they are receptive. You then, right, with a boner, hug them and press your dick up against them, and they do not tell you to stop, right? And then finally, you grope them, right? I just... I'll play the phone calls because, you know, maybe he turns into a deranged piece of shit, right? But the way that they describe how they're meeting up with this guy and how things are proceeding with him just sounds so fucking bizarre to me. Because at any time, right, it seems like had these girls just said no, things would have stopped. I don't know that. I really don't know that. What I do know is none of them actually told him in the moment, no, I'm not interested, right? And what I don't like is before she talks about how, oh my gosh, then he started groping me, she goes in to describe their heights and how she felt physically intimidated by him, right? And I'm going like, guys, come on, right? At this point, the dude's been invited over to her place. When he has steadily advanced his approach with her, she's been receptive both times, or at the very least, hasn't told him no. That makes her uncomfortable, right? And I'm just going like, how would anybody like read that, right? How would anybody read that? Sen, you made the wrong choice. You were supposed to get lamb, motherfucker.
Like hours, but most likely it went on for minutes. But the line was crossed when he started kissing my neck and trying to hide it behind crying. I pushed him away as gently as I could and disengaged politely to my room. That was the first night staying in this home, and I lied.
Oh, well, staying in his home. Sorry. I said invited to her place. Well, so she came to stay at his place. Jesus. Now, the whole crying and everything, man, the guy sounds fucking pathetic. And maybe he's got some, like, serious emotional issues. But, yeah, he sounds fucking pathetic, right? Sen is going to make the next twit longer exposing Crow's abuse and grooming. Yeah, sure he will. Sure he fucking will. That's sexual assault. Well, no, like the problem is, right? It seems like every single time he, moves forward, like he's clearly into her, right? I mean, it seems pretty obvious based on her how she's described the story and everything. I just like I think the only way you get I think the only way you can get to that statement is if when you're on the date with somebody, you're asking for permission progressively, right? Like you want to touch their shoulder, so you say, hey, can I touch your shoulder? And then you're like, okay, well, I'm going to move in for like a kiss. Oh, can I kiss you? And you're like, oh, can I touch your boobies? Like, I'm sorry, but like, I don't know, man. Like I've been on, I haven't been on like the most dates of any guy, right? But like, I've been out with a few people and everything before, I got married. I don't remember this being like fucking courtship from fucking the 1800s. Jesus Christ. Like, I mean, come on. I'm trying to put this scenario together in my head, and I'm trying to figure out how like a normal person would react to be in this type of situation, right? Yeah. Okay. So he just pulled the mental bullshit card. Yeah, I mean, like the thing is, that's why I want to get to like listening to the phone calls, right? Because it sounds like he's like trying to get sex by going for pity, right? Oh, I'm not trying to be a dick, but something like, I have health problems and nobody ever wants to be with me, and I just want to be with someone. It's called, fishing for fucking pity sex, right? It's fucking disgusting, but like dudes have done that before. This isn't something that's like new or anything. It's just humiliating. But like it's. I want to get to the phone calls. We'll see like exactly how bad that shit is. But what I'm listening to in just like in this specific accusation, right? I don't see how you get like to hold on. Didn't he already admit to all this? I mean, like most of these situations seems true to me, right? It seems like all this stuff happened. It's just I get Crow, can I be so bold as to tip? Yeah, you fucking better. The dude have a girlfriend? What do you mean? Well, yeah, no, like it seemed like most people knew he had a girlfriend when this stuff was going on. Those people are the types of people that make me stay far away from bars. I mean, oh man, too bad I'm broke. You fucking got me, sir. That was good. You fucking got me. Yeah, can I touch your shoulder? Can I touch your beard? Can I sniff your hair? Jazz smacks me with a broom. I like, okay. I'm not saying like, I'm sure this guy like would say things like, oh, I'm so depressed right now and I really need your company. And oh, it would just feel so good to have human connection. Like shit like that, right? And it's really fucking humiliating, right? It like really fucking is. I look at that and I'm just like, oh man. But it's not illegal. And the thing is, I'm trying to figure out a way of saying this. It's just, if he's like calling these people and leaving them like disturbing messages, but based on what I'm hearing in this story so far, it's kind of like he, so the girlfriend pity him to be her boyfriend. No, like I'm saying, like he seems like the kind of guy who like wants to have sex, and like he'll like, you know, go into the whole, oh man, I'm so depressed right now, and I just really need your company, that kind of shit, right? But he's had his girlfriend for a while, to my understanding, and he's had the same girlfriend throughout all of this shit, right? So like he would talk to these girls, and like in one of the stories was like, oh, my girlfriend's such a bitch and she makes my life miserable, that kind of shit. And so like they all knew he had a girlfriend, right? So like it must have been common knowledge to these people that he was cheating on his girlfriend, because that's what led to him kicking all these people out. Like that's what happened to them kicking like all of these people out. It was like his girlfriend found the fucking messages, and so he kicked all of these girls out of his Discord server and blocked them. So can I get an English translation on the fuck Noble Rose is trying to say? Yeah, I think I got it to the best of my ability. Crow, what happened to the Flashcast extension? Oh, I think that, I don't know. Did they move it over to Cecil's channel? I don't know. Before they went on, I just was like, I need to go to bed. I'm pretty wiped out. But I had a lot of fun. Like I have a lot of fun on Flashcast. Those guys are great. Like, Ari, thank you for the super chat for Narrow. You guys are great. Like, you don't have to super chat me anything. I appreciate it though, and I appreciate you doing that for Narrow. Dude, Narrow, don't. Ari already got you. You need more energy, old man. I'm drinking my Bang energy drink. It's just, it takes a while to kick in. Oh yeah, I think by the time I left, it was like, oh my gosh, how many, like 5 hours or something, or more. I don't know what's going on, to be honest, but every time I turn my back, R's Glory gets me into more trouble. Hey, Raviola, I haven't seen you on in a while. We'll get into the RS Glory thing once we get through this part. I'm just, this is what I'm talking about. Like, there are stories in here, right, that are probably legitimate. It's just like when I read this, I'm just like, what am I fucking reading? What am I fucking watching? What am I listening to? Right? What was it? What flavor of Bang? Blue Raz.
Locked my door before I went to sleep. Jesus Christ. My mistake in all of these encounters was remaining silent and not telling him to stop. But years of sexual and emotional abuse from older men has taught me to just let it happen and move on. So that is exactly what I did. I was terrified not only for my physical safety, as he easily could overpower me if I retaliated, but I also feared for my career. It was so deeply intertwined in his community. Again, like for the 20 millionth time to reiterate, people are not inherently confrontational, and people that seek to manipulate other people will prey on that non-confrontational kind of acquiescing behavior of most people. So
okay, so like I get that, right? I get what Destiny is saying, but I mean, is he specifically only targeting girls that are ever going to be okay with him? Like, how does he know that those girls are going to be that way, right? Or is it like a situation? Because here's the thing: one of the girls said like when they told him no, he stopped, right? Another girl said like when she told him like, no, she wasn't that interested in doing what they were doing. He stopped, but then he went back later, and then she was okay with it, right? So I am curious to figure that part out, because it doesn't sound like he's intentionally seeking out weak and vulnerable women that are incapable of telling him no. It sort of seems like they just don't tell him no. Like I am curious. It could be true, but I don't know. I hope you guys all see what like my actual problem is with this fucking story. Maybe not.
One, it's very rare that somebody will outright tell you no, stop. And then two, there is something, man, the thing is that like, if you're a man, you will probably never know what the experience is like of having somebody, unless you like fight people, like of having somebody in very close proximity, like manipulating your body that is way bigger than you, that can kill you. It's a weird feeling, and it is very alien to most guys. You just don't know what that's like. Like maybe the closest you get is like hugging a parent when you're a kid, but like your parents aren't like threatening to you, right? But typically by the time you're an adult male, you will just never have a reference for what it feels like to be like 5 foot nothing, you know, barely 100 pounds, and then like some person that you have to like look up to see is like towering over you, like with their arms around you. It's a very weird thing. Hold on, gay people. I don't know why you're like putting this as like some kind of owner exception. You're a permaband. You're a fucking moron. Obviously, there are some exceptions to this. If you fight, if you're gay, sure, but
I get what he's saying, right? My only point against it would just be like the girl is saying like she never tells him no, right? Like I can understand this argument that she feels so frightened of him that she's incapable of like saying no even one time. But like even when it's starting out, she doesn't say no. Like when he like goes to hug her, like I guess then it would be. But okay, I came in way late. Summary, please. I want to stay up to date. We're talking about like the Arcadums thing again. It's just I went through and listened to him talk about the first one of these stories and everything, and I'm just, the girl never says no to him, but she does say that she felt threatened by him, and that's why she didn't say no at any point. And that I'm just looking at that going like, then I go like, how is he supposed to know, right? Destiny's arguing that he's targeting these girls, or like making a statement that a lot of girls who are victims of this sort of thing are targeted by people that know that they're vulnerable and know that they're not willing to speak out. But I guess my only problem with that is that statement would work fine if these girls actually tried to push him off or told him no, and he still continued and he did assault them. And then later, he does it because he thinks they won't fucking come out against him or something. I don't know. I don't know.
You're a fucking moron. But anyway, Destiny, it seems like you tried to come on to her normally on the couch. So something that I talked about earlier, sorry, I'm reiterating a little because new people might be here. Something that is also incredibly abusive is to pair a tragedy with an ask, right? Hey, my mom died. Will you please suck my dick? Whenever you take something that is sufficiently tragic and then you give it to a person, you're putting them in a state where naturally they want to help you. They want to make you feel better. They want to do what they can to ease whatever burden you have. And if you pair that with a really big ask, it can be easier to get them to agree to something they wouldn't otherwise, right? Like, hey, can you please let me touch your boobs? No, what the fuck? Hey, my sister died yesterday. I'm so torn up. Can I please touch your boobs? Like now it feels like if you say no, you're like, well, fuck you and your sister dying. Like, I don't care, right? That type of pairing of it is a big form of manipulation. It's really fucked up. Yeah.
See, the thing is, I agree with what Destiny just said there. It's just, guys, I mean, guys have done that before, right? I don't think that that's a strange thing for me to point out. And I'm not saying that it's like, oh, well, you know, it's been done in the past, so it's excusable. It's more of a situation of many dudes will lie and be manipulative in order to sleep with women, right? It's like it's a trope in like shows from like the fucking 90s and shit, right? Dudes will lie about I mean, like think about it in terms of manipulation, right? You know, using a tragedy to get sex out of someone is really fucked up, right? It is. Like, we can all be honest and admit that. It's just, I don't think someone's relative dying is a good reason for titty pics. Yeah, I agree. If I get that request, that'd be a hard block. It should be. It should. But if a woman says no, then you stop. Simple as that. But that's the problem. It's like none of these women seem to have said no. Like, and when I say none, I just mean in terms of the stories I've heard, because I'm sure that there's, well, yeah, I won't even say that. Like, there was one person who did say no, but you know, he respected that. So I don't know. Like, yeah, it is manipulative as shit to say, oh, you know, person X just died. They were important to me. Will you suck my dick? Yeah, absolutely it is. But at the end of the day, it's not applying fucking pressure onto that person or force. It is that person's will to do what they do in that situation. It is manipulative, but like a lot of things people do to get with people, you could consider being manipulative, right? Like dudes who will go out and pretend to have a bunch of money when they're broke as shit, right? Women, same thing. I think that there's a lot of manipulation in dating, but like it's just certain levels, right? Some things, yeah, it's a little manipulative, but like, so what, right? This seems a lot worse, right? This seems like something that maybe this is what you take offense to. I look at it and I go like, yeah, it's bad. It's just some of the stuff, like the way this is being framed is like this guy's a fucking criminal. And it sounds like he's just a fucking scumbag. It's not like the guy's just like a complete fucking scumbag. If Arcadum did this repeatedly, he's just a douche. I mean, yeah, I'd say that. He sounds like a fucking douche. All right, well, let's listen to the Discord call, okay? Because maybe they like I don't know how much more I'm going to get out of that story. But let's play at least one of the Discord calls and listen to it.
If you don't ask, they're going to divulge anyway. That's fucking hilarious.
At all.
Let me go back.
Hi, how you doing?
Today is not a good day for me. At all.
Yeah, me neither.
Right. So let's get this over with. I didn't mean any insult when I said what I said. It was very tame compared to what all the rest of us were doing and talking about.
For sure.
You joined in, and you had every opportunity to see that coming before you joined in of how we were talking.
Actually, so
I just want to, before we get into this recording too much, I just want to give like a I just want to explain something. When it comes to insulting people, like it's okay to say like it's okay to be like, hey, I didn't mean it that way. Like, I'm sorry that particular thing was so offensive or whatever. Like, I won't hit on that topic anymore. That's kind of like a sort of defensive, but okay apology, right? The best is that like, oh my God, like I didn't know that was such a soft point for you. Like, I'm sorry, I'll ask in the future. Like, that was my mistake, right? You can be a little bit defensive or whatever about like, oh, you know, like I didn't know that would offend you or whatever, but don't like attack the person when you're apologizing. Don't be like, well, hey, you knew what you were coming into. Well, hey, you know, we've joked like that a lot in the past. Well, like, don't do that. Like, obviously you upset them. Like, why would you fight with them over them being upset? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Don't fight with people over that. That's dumb.
I came in literally when you mentioned Neve, like to the stream.
Well, then that is not my fault, nor is what happened to you this weekend, nor is what happened to me
Of course.
your fault either. But my point is that this is basically how this is going to go down, the way I look at it.
Oh my God.
You joined in. I took a soft shot at you. Very tame. The same thing I would have said.
I took a soft shot at you. Very tame. Should have taken a hard one. Like what like, oh man, this is bad. I already know this is gonna be fucking bad. Okay, how should I say this? Is it as bad as everybody was telling me it was going to be? It's probably going to get worse. It's probably going to get worse. But yeah, he seems like he's a piece of shit. And like I'm like, I've only listened to a little bit of this, and I'm like, oh man, he is a piece of shit. He's a massive piece of shit. You can smell the shit coming off of this piece of shit. Okay, so let's keep going through this shit.
Said to anyone else, and that obviously hurt your feelings. That's not how I meant it. Nobody else there thought that's how that was meant. Nobody listening thought that's how it meant at all.
I mean, in response to that, like one person in the call was like, "Oh, bro," like in that kind of tone, and a few people in chat said it was too far.
Well, okay. First of all, people in chat are going to exasperate everything, and if you're using them as your argument, it's not a good argument. And
also thought it was too far because I was crying and.
God damn. I don't know the context of what the shot was, but he sounds dickish. I mean, he sounds like an asshole. Honestly, he really does. I just want to keep listening to it. It's just he sounds like a total fucking asshole. And I'm looking. I go like, yeah, he sounds like a piece of shit. He cheats on his girlfriend. And when he gets busted, he blocks like 20-something girls from his Discord server. Yeah, I mean, like if you want to cancel for that, like I'm fucking, I fucking get it, right? I do. I guess my big issue is the claiming that he's a groomer and that he is like this type of serial abuser and shit, right? He sounds like he's very manipulative. He sounds like this scuzzy little fucking creep who, like, he sounds like the fucking, quote unquote best friend, the dude that waits for the chick to break up with her boyfriend while encouraging her to break up with the boyfriend in the hopes that he can, sleep with her when she's depressed. Like, he sounds like that kind of fucking guy, right? Just an absolute fucking jackass piece of fucking human shit. TLDR, he an asshole. Yeah, like, okay, so I was talking like the manipulation and everything. How I Met Your Mother, right? The character Barney, right? Like that was his whole fucking gimmick. The dude just wanted to sleep with like every fucking woman that he could, and he would like lie, he would cheat, he would steal, he would do literally anything he could to fuck women. Dog, those men are cringe as fuck. Like this guy is fucking cringe as shit. Absolutely. Let's watch him self-immolate some more.
Her and I were hanging out after, and she was asking why I was sad, and I told her that that's what you said, and I understood that it was banter, but that it hurt me, and she understood. And
well, yeah, what is she supposed to say? What that you're wrong? No, she's going to be supportive to you. That's come on,
okay, dude. I'm just saying that.
Anyway, like I was saying before I was interrupted.
Oh my god!
Wait, does this guy play his real life like he's in a fucking D&D campaign? Holy shit! This is an aggressive conversation.
That's his way of joking and going, bro, like to exasperate it. That's a whole back and forth thing that had been happening the whole time. So here's my problem. That's where I go to relax. I was relaxing and having a great time. You came in and I wanted to include you, which is banter. So when I said, you don't get invited back to the parties, the perfect response would have been the same amount of parties you do, and that would have been fantastic. And I would have loved it because that is how friendship is showed, especially, amongst.
Oh my God. I like, LVO sounds like a Sigma male. Dude, like this guy is just, he's sitting there like criticizing, well, this is what you should have said instead of breaking down into tears, you little pussy. Like, what the fuck, man? Dude just wanted some cupcakes. Oh man, this is fucking bad. This is like really fucking bad. Like I just guys, like I'm sorry, like I don't know what this call is supposed to like prove to me. That like what I said was wrong, only because I already said like the guy's a piece of shit. Like I guess I didn't like condemn him hard enough. What a fucking little fucking scuzzy little fucking cretin. But yeah, no, like this is just kind of like confirming it all to me. He's manipulative as fuck. Yeah, totally. Absolutely. Again, like, I guess, like, my only thing is, like, when you're accusing this guy of, like, committing a fucking crime, grooming is like a, okay. Grooming is like a pedophilic act, right? Like, and that's illegal. This whole thing is making me feel way better about my gross lack of social awareness. I mean, this guy is just fucking amazing right now.
It's the crowd that I was hanging out with at the time. So now we move on to this point. I will no longer be bantering with you because I have no way of knowing as to whether or not you're going to be able to take it.
Okay, but then here's another question that I have. Here's another question. Wait, is Naomi in one of his D&D campaigns? The answer has to be yes. Okay. Because I was going to say, otherwise, because the Naomi person seems like a really, really cool person. So why the fuck is she... Why would she have anything to do with somebody like this? I totally don't understand.
Yeah, I'm confused on that front, too.
Where was I? But if she's in one of his campaigns, it makes more sense.
Because I have been very, very careful leading up to this point on what you can and can't take, and it seemed like you could. I was wrong. And the only way to ensure that this won't happen again is to not do it with you anymore.
So do you understand kind of what's happened here? So, like, let's think about this. I know that she has, like, a bunch of notes. I don't care about her notes. When we listen to this conversation, so what he's essentially doing is he made her upset, but now he's punishing her for her emotional response. Like, do you see like the insane level of like manipulation? So like, let's say for instance, you have a girl who you know is like really into you. I'm not saying that she's that. Let's say you take this girl out to a party and you go hang out. And while you're at the party, you comment to this girl and you're like, oh my God, like, look at that chick's boobs. I wish yours were that big. Or like, look at how sexy that chick is. I wish she's got a fat pussy. I wish you had a fat pussy. And let's say you say things like this, and then she ends up feeling like shit. And then you get home, and then let's say that the girl says like, hey.
Man, if I said any of that shit to my wife, I'd be in the fucking, I'd be in the ICU like in 30 minutes. I am so happy I do true crime and horror and not commentary. Stuff like this would give me an aneurysm. Like, I agree with what Destiny is saying here. I do. It's just, I'm not trying to be an asshole. It's just, I guess like my thing with the Arcadum stuff is, I listening to this call, it's just, it's kind of fucking hilarious. My only problem with the Arcadum stuff is just like when people are like trying to, I guess like season it, right? Make the claim sound even worse by calling it grooming and shit. Because like I guarantee if you didn't put fucking grooming in there, I don't think it would take off. It like if you just called this guy manipulative and an asshole and a liar, right? Like or maybe it would have. It's just I feel like that would have been so much fucking better, right? And then we wouldn't be doing this right now.
Hey, like when you like make comments like that, compare me to other girls, like that's like the worst thing in the world you can do. Like it makes me feel like dog shit. Now, your response should be like, oh, okay, sorry, I didn't realize that hurt you so much. Like I'm not gonna do that anymore. That's fucked up. But instead, what he does is like, oh, I didn't think you'd get upset like that. Like I'm not gonna bring you ever. I'm not taking you anywhere anymore out like that. I'm not gonna let you come with me to any of these parties anymore. Like you're basically like threatening to axe them off of some types of interactions just because they express like some level of discomfort to you about like something that happened there. Like. Jesus, it's like this is actually like so manipulative. Ooh, I don't know why. I know
actually, and this is probably the strongest fucking point here. What Destiny just said there, he is essentially like telling her to get the fuck out of his community, and that because she broke down into tears, she can no longer hang out with him and his friends. Yeah, I would say that's probably like one of the best pieces of evidence against this guy, that he is a manipulative piece of shit, right? Because this girl's upset with him, and his response to her being upset is, I'm kicking you out of my community, right? Like that to me is pretty bad. It's because I know in the past I've said, if a dude is saying something like, if you don't sleep with me / send me nudes / play tiddlywinks or whatever, you can't hang out with my community anymore. This kind of reaches that level. Not exactly there, right? Because he's not demanding that she do something, but he's like kicking her out of the community because the fact that she couldn't handle the way him and his friends are. Like, dude, it doesn't work that way. Holy shit.
You know, people like this who like to guilt and manipulate, or who guilt you manipulatively all the time, trying to pin everything as a negative or somehow your fault. Yeah, Jesus.
There you go. That's the solution.
I mean, if that's what you feel is necessary. Okay,
that is the solution.
But we've literally been bantering for like a year and a half, and I've never had
which
issues.
Which is why I felt comfortable that I could do something, especially something that's soft.
No, but this is what I'm saying.
What was your intention? That you would message me in the middle of the night after I was laying down, saying that was uncalled for and too far?
Like I wanted to tell you. I wanted to tell you.
Right? That's what you wanted.
Yes, but that doesn't mean
you
that.
got it. So what else is there to talk about?
That doesn't mean that you need to completely like shut something down. Like
No. You don't get to decide what it means. I get to decide how I react to it.
Oh man. Like that just comes across so fucking wrong, right? I kind of like get what he's saying, right? I kind of get what he's or like the best. Okay. I look at things like the best possible interpretation, the worst possible interpretation. The best possible interpretation is like, no, you don't speak for me. I'm speaking. I'm telling you how it is, like that kind of shit, right? The worst possible interpretation is like he's telling her, shut the fuck up, bitch. I think it's a lot easier to see the worst possible interpretation. In this case, especially, is I guess all I am trying to say. But kudos, holy shit, this guy's like fucking just got that fucking match, just lighting himself on fire, and it is insane to watch. God damn. I wish I had like played these Discord calls on stream on Wednesday because it's very entertaining.
And the only way to ensure that you are not harmed again is to not include you. It's as simple as that. Like, what did you think was going to happen? That I'd say, you know what, you're right, and then I'd walk on eggshells around you for the rest of the time?
Oh my God. This guy is bad news. Holy shit. That's a 10,000. We're watching a 10,000 streamer shooting star right now, entering the atmosphere, breaking apart, and burning up right before our very eyes.
That was a very
I have to send you
accurate
pre-messages to make sure
description.
that what I say is fine, because obviously,
unironically, I do that to people. Usually if I have somebody new on stream, I will usually like send them a pre-message like, hey, I like joke around like pretty viciously. If there's anything that like makes you uncomfortable, like what's like a topic I should stay away from, right? Unironically, yeah, you can do that.
Indrid Cold, $4.99. He rolled a 1 on his persuasion check.
Dude, good meme. No one else has made that joke yet. Nice.
my preordained, no, that's not the right word. My predisposition towards you was incorrect.
All right, if we've had 100 conversations and one of them went awry, that doesn't mean we need to stop having conversations.
True.
That's not what I said.
That is what he said.
I know.
that is indeed what he said, right? Like his alpha male energy is strong. Like I'm listening to it, right? And his response is basically, well, because you have a problem with me and because you feel that I am a certain way, I got a solution for you, bitch. We ain't gonna fucking talk anymore. We ain't gonna fucking communicate. You don't get to talk to me. I ain't saying shit to you. Shut your fucking mouth. I'm moving on. Bye. Like it is pretty fucking bad when you think about it, right? It's really bad when you think about it. Again. I should like preface this with nothing illegal here, but yeah, I think this guy's a manipulative piece of shit. Like, I don't know where I don't think I disconnected with people that hard on that.
No, but I'm bringing up like
no. Oh man, dude, he gaslights so much. Her logic is sound. That's actually absolutely correct. And now he's trying to like, well, I didn't say that.
A comparative example, like if you eat 100 burgers and one of them is rotten, you don't stop eating burgers. I'm fine with banter.
Oh my God. She extracts the general logic from his topic, shows him the error using like a direct one-to-one comparison about the conversation, and then applies it to another hypothetical about 100 burgers. She's smart too. Damn, Naomi is trouble. Naomi's trouble for this guy. How is this call going to go? Oh my God.
I enjoy and appreciate
you
our
stop
banter.
eating burgers from that place. So your example works against you, but that's not the point.
That's not even true. Do you really stop? If you get one bad meal at a place, do you never go back if you've had 100 good ones? Wait, who does that?
The point is that this is what happened. This is the course of events. And I'm not even going to get into the whole you trying to explain to me how to treat people. I'm not even going to get into that.
Well, to be fair, hold on. Let me qualify that. I mean, it would depend on how bad the meal is. Like, there are times when you go to a place and, like, the bread comes out and it isn't warm. Or they, like, undercook or overcook your steak too much. Or something happens. I don't think that you would just never go back the first time. Now, if you went to a place and there was, like, a rat head in your food, you'd probably never go back, right? However, the analogy still 1-to-1 holds, I think, right? Like if you go to a place 100 times and you have like kind of a bad experience one time, like you'll complain, you get a free food, and then you're like, good, right? Now, if you go and you have a horrible experience, or let's say she jumps in a car with Arcadum and he just starts going off and calls like racial slurs or some shit, then yeah, you would never go back. It just depends on the severity of the offense. So even using that analogy, it would still be analogous. It doesn't break there, right?
I was just patronizing and condescending. The point is that you came into a group.
Wait, what was patronizing?
Your example works against you, but that's not the point. The point is that this is what happened. This is the course of events. And I'm not even going to get into the whole you trying to explain to me how to treat people. I'm not even going to get into that because that was just patronizing and condescending. The point is that
I feel like
you came into a...
Hold on, I didn't mute Donos for this call.
In blue. Also, Yi versus Pepe Fitness Olympics when? Please.
What is a shooting star? I think it's a meteorite that's under the atmosphere and it starts to break up and it glows or whatever, right? On entry.
Group that was already established and which a social paradigm had already been established and which we were all riffing on each other. Now, because you didn't know that was happening when you walked in, that is not our fault. That is yours. That's number one.
Oh my God.
Reading a situation is the common thing.
I'm just like, Jesus, man, this is like I like I'm listening to this and alpha male, neckbeard, asshole. Either way, they're all the same. I mean, in this situation, well, that's Sub-Zero. Just playing devil advocate here. I just asked him who cares if he's mean. If he didn't do anything illegal, I don't care. I mean, like, I guess that's kind of where I am with it. When the accusations came out, people were like, "Oh, this guy's a groomer. Oh, he's abusing women. He's sexually harassing them." And we actually jump into the claims. I don't. None of that holds true. The best that you have is the guy is manipulative, and he will, and that he treats women poorly. I'm trying to, like, just be as fair as I can, right? It's just like I mean, I know plenty of guys, right? I know plenty of people that don't want to associate with somebody that treats women like they're fucking dogs, right? I know other people that don't give a shit and think that shit's hilarious, right? But I guess my point is, I don't like that they try to flavor enhance this story by adding in grooming and sexual harassment when what it really does sound like is this dude is creepy and a piece of shit. Is Destiny going for a Charles Manson look? He's short and has the same hairdo. Maybe you never know. One of these days, then YouTube's fucking done.
That people need to do when they walk into any situation. Sit rep is a basic setup to understand anything that's happening. Number two, I tried to include you in it because I know that you're a quiet one. So I tried to throw you in there, and I use that opportunity of correction as an opportunity to get you in there, because while it might seem lesser to you to correct me like that, up to that point, that was the object of banter because that correction had just happened. So therefore, when you play the first card, Naomi, that tells me you're ready to play the game. And therefore I countered because that's how banter works. And the counter was very light. Incredibly light compared to all the shit that we have been talking. But apparently, due to things that I could not possibly have known about, it was too much for you. So,
in response, Arcadum, I wanted to let you know that it was something that specific comment was something that was a little hurtful to me because I didn't want to hold on to it.
For, and after a really bad weekend, that shit made me cry. And I said, I was kidding. That was just banter, Naomi. I'm sorry it hurt your feelings. And you said, some banter can be hurtful, Pepe Hands. And I said, I will not banter with you anymore. I'm fine with banter in general. How much good shit talking we've done over the past 10 years. And basically saying, nobody, Naomi, nobody likes you. That's not really banter, in my honest opinion. That isn't what I said, which means that at that point,
I'm going to say something that's going to come across as extremely sexist and will probably get me canceled in the future. But the shit that he's saying here, it sounds like some of the shit that I've seen women do, right? Where they mark literally everything fucking down just to throw in your face later. And obviously, I am being a little fucking facetious and shit. But no, like I think it is true, right? He is like marking every little fucking thing down and like having these like petty little semantic arguments with her. And I'm sitting here going like, holy shit, how does she not like slap him across the fucking face? Oh wait, it's because they're separated by a screen. But it rings to me a little bit of wow, this person just sounds fucking terrible. Like he really sounds just fucking awful.
any discourse that we would have over it becomes pointless because you're already believing I said something that I didn't.
Well,
not getting invited back to parties doesn't mean people don't like you. That's not what I said.
I know that you like. I'm not saying that I took it as a personal attack of people don't like you. I'm saying that the banter of not getting in.
Hold on. Sorry, okay.
No, you specifically said it's more personal. So you did take it as a personal attack. So what?
No, so what I'm saying, Arcadum, is that I didn't perceive it as like you telling me that nobody likes me, because I understand that like what you were doing was banter, but the phrase like you don't get invited back to parties implies people don't like you enough to invite you back to parties, or something negative results in you not being invited back to parties.
If you take it past banter, it can mean that. So that fault is on you.
But like that so I'm saying what I'm saying is that like that phrase in and of itself did
this
not
guy
feel
sounds
banter
like
to me.
just impossible to fucking talk to, right? Like he just sounds impossible to fucking talk to. Anything she says, he's got like this immediate snappy little fucking bitch ass comeback. And I much respect to the person on this call with him, because I would have lost my shit long ago. And I would just be fucking malicious at this point. So, you know, kudos to this person. I think that they're a true fucking hero, because, oh my goodness, I couldn't take the fucking abuse that they were taking. Let's keep going though. Let's keep going. I'm having a good time.
Because I don't take.
That's not my problem, is it?
Oh my God.
I mean, wait. So.
Be stronger, my advice, or don't play.
Oh my God!
What did you think the response should have been?
Are these people supposed to be friends? What? This is some like crazy fucking shit. What the fuck?
Like, what did you expect?
From what?
Like
from bringing this up to you?
Yeah, you got your apology. That obviously wasn't enough.
All I wanted was to let you know so that I wouldn't hold on to it, and like it wouldn't keep being like a little sore spot, right?
Yeah, you kept drawing it out, though. I said, I was kidding. It was just banter. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. That's it. That's what you came for.
And I wanted to let you know.
And then you said some banter
I wanted to let you know.
You wanted to fucking lecture me. That's what you wanted to do. And that's what you tried to do. See, that's the problem.
Oh my God. This is insufferable. Holy shit. Like, anybody else want to slap this guy across the face? Honestly, anybody else like get that fucking nudge, right? Like get that urge, right? You're just like, oh my gosh, I wish I could slap him across the face. He is just insufferable. What a douchebag. Like to just like this excessive level too, right? It's not like, oh, you know, he's just kind of a bit of a dick. No, like motherfucker is just fucking ruthless. What is like, who pissed in his fucking cornflakes this morning? I'm legitimately fucking curious, because I've never seen someone be so goddamn insufferable like this man. Jesus.
Telling me that you had a bad weekend and I made you cry over some banter, that was resolved the moment I responded with, I was just kidding. It was just banter. I am sorry it hurt your feelings. That is because that was my intention, an understanding that it hurt you, and an admission to fault, in which I took care of all of that in 2 sentences. And then you tried to go into your regular lecturing self, which you've done plenty of times. Some banter can be hurtful, and I just didn't want to deal with it. And then you...
Oh, shit. Wait, is that the real Naomi in my DGG chat? Hi there. You said you wanted to talk to me. I had to wait 10 minutes for the followers chat, but a few people... Oh, no. I'm sorry. I was just, like, speaking out or whatever. But my only question was that, like, what I'm curious about is, because when you're in all of your conversations with him, you can tell that he's like trying to hook you in with either like a self-pity thing, or he's like dropping like little base to Gabrantu, and you walk aside all of those like consistently. And I'm curious if you're responding in an intentional way or not. Like, can you see that he's actually doing that and you avoid it? Or are you just not even thinking that like, would he actually try to do something? That's all I'm just kind of curious about. I was interesting because in the very beginning of this conversation, it was just funny because when this convo started, it sounded like it started with another one of those baits where he's like, I've had a horrible weekend. And then you don't respond. And then he's like, okay, let's get into this. Like it even sounded like that was my only question. I don't know if I have anything specifically to talk about, but okay, sorry. Going back to listening.
Proceeded to try and
I'm so glad I reached out to Kurt's reaction, just how I felt. I'm glad I reached out about this. I appreciate that. Like, I get why people are like more upset with me for not getting into this part of things. It's just, it was buried under all that other shit. Like, I'm sorry, but it was. And it's just, I even then, like, I'm sorry, but like, I got to look at that entire accusation as a whole, right? I can't, like, when all 10 of them say like they all talk together, they all put out their claims at the exact same time, and I'm looking at it. I got to look at. I should really look at all of it, but that means that you guys also got to look at these like fucking bad claims in there and be like, why the fuck would you include this shit? Other than just like muddy the fucking waters a bit. I think that you already got this guy on being a manipulative fucking asshole, right? But yeah, let's keep playing. I want to I want to skip ahead a little bit because I don't really care the question he's asking her. I just want to get back into listening to the call.
He's super fucking sensitive. No, I wouldn't say this is sensitive.
Your friend.
No, they don't say shit like nobody else took it that way. They don't say shit like it's your problem that you took it that way. They say they literally just say like,
I didn't say that until after you tried to explain to me how to talk to people. That was me not having any more of your shit. As I pointed out at the very beginning, what was the first thing I said to you when you said that to me?
He said, I'm sorry, it hurt your feelings. I was just kidding.
I was just kidding. It was just banter to explain.
I don't know if this will happen in any of the other DMs, but the funny thing is that as aggressive as he's being here, if she were to say like, okay, whatever, fuck you, and then hang up, guarantee within 12 hours, he would be DMing her saying like, listen, I overreacted earlier. I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. People that act in this type of like aggressive way are always doing it because they think that they have you on a string and they think that they can push and push and push and push, but you're always going to be on the edge of that string and they can always pull you back. But if you ever cut it and you're like, all right, fuck you, bye, they will come crawling back immediately. Like they always do it. These types of people are always like that. They only are abusive towards you because they know that you're going to stay around for the abuse. And they always try to skirt the line of like, what's too much abuse versus like, like, when do I have to say that I'm sorry to bring people back? You kind of saw it with Alaska where he'd push really hard at the sexual stuff and she got uncomfortable and then he'd reel her back in with the like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, blah, 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 like that kind of shit. Like, yeah. It's kind of like how I tell you guys I appreciate you and I love you a lot, but then I ban all of you when I play League of Legends. You know?
In my position. And then I said,
wait, hold on. Sorry, Naomi's talking in the chat. So I've been in a long abusive relationship in the past. I recognize all of these behaviors. I've memorized the glossary of abusive terms and all their meanings. I've spent years analyzing my trauma. I know Arcadum's treatment of Kelly at this point. I know his threats, his inability to accept criticism. Ego stroking and placating is the only thing that works for him unless you're in a position of power or evidence over him. I was holding back a lot on that call. Yeah, sure. I believe you, obviously, because you're recording in the beginning, so you know. I'm so happy you recorded this, by the way. Good job. More people need to record shit online, okay? More people need to record shit online. Hell the fuck yeah.
I am sorry it hurt your feelings. That's me taking all the fault for it. I didn't say you were wrong. I didn't say any of that other shit until after. And then what is?
It's also the way that he phrased. Now what I'm so curious. I want to talk to Arcadum. I'm actually so curious. I don't think he'd be honest about it. He might be like that 0.1% of people that actually thinks ahead about his manipulation. Because like the way that he's phrasing things is very careful, but also like completely wrong. So for instance, like he says here, like listen to this.
That's me taking all the fault for it.
I take all the fault. I take all the responsibility. If that was true, the person who is at fault is the one who needs to change their behavior. But you're saying that her behavior was the problem and you're going to keep her from going to any future calls. So that implies that it's not your fault. That implies that it's her fault. Because if you're saying that like, oh, you had a problem with that, you're not allowed to come anymore. Now you make it sound like the fault lies on that person. They're the one that needs to change how they're acting because they're the one that needs to be removed from the situation. Not like, oh, I'm going to change my behavior. So you see this like, well, I said I'm sorry. I'm taking responsibility for it. Well, how are you taking responsibility for it? By kicking you out of the fucking group. Wait, what the?
He's not wrong, right? Like, I guess I kind of want to move on from this because like I don't really disagree with what people are saying. It's just I didn't like them fucking calling him a groomer and shit, right? Like I maybe it doesn't matter to most people, right? Like, and I'm not trying to be an asshole, so like it doesn't matter if people were complaining to me. I just mean like maybe it doesn't matter to most people when we're talking about a guy who's that much of a piece of shit, right? But if the story is bad enough, I don't know why we have to try to like go in and add on to it, right? It's already bad enough. It's already something that we shouldn't be okay with, right? But I think that's the only reason why it took off. Honestly, I think that's the only reason why people started talking about it was because there were claims made like this guy was like abusing women and harassing women and he was grooming children and shit, right? Or grooming girls, I guess is the best way of putting it. Why is it so hard for people to say he's a piece of shit and move on? I don't know. All right. So yeah, like I think the story's like died out, honestly. I don't know anyone who's really going into it anymore. Let's talk about this. So Marvel's Midnight Suns. This is going to be a tactical RPG, darker side of the Marvel Universe. Let's watch the trailer or the thing from IGN. It's like 6 minutes long. I am actually curious about this game, but that's just me being a fucking nerd. And honestly, most of these fucking games tend to be terrible. Or like Marvel's Avengers was terrible, to be clear.
Gaming's greatest strategy and tactics experts have teamed up with the world's greatest storytellers to create a new AAA experience unlike anything before it. Welcome to Marvel's Midnight Suns.
Okay, so I like none of those graphics are really very exciting at all. They weren't very fucking exciting. But let's hear the premise.
This new tactical RPG from Firaxis is set in the darker side of the Marvel Universe, packed with a deeply customizable tactical battle system that rewards clever thinking with superhero flair. An epic...
Oh, wow. Did you guys see that? Did you see that amazing fucking bite? Look at that shit.
Customizable tactical battle system
that
rewards clever thinking with superhero flair.
God damn, that was fucking realistic as shit, wasn't it? Okay. Zombie Fox. Anyways, I'm done with this. I'm gonna go watch a movie a friend recommended me. I'm gonna have to just disagree with this one, Crow. I don't know, like I don't know what you want me to say though. Like I really don't. I really don't. I'm sorry. Like the guy hasn't done anything illegal. He sounds like a massive creepy piece of shit. He sounds like he's manipulative. And I still take issues with some of those twitlongers that I read through that tried to make nothing into like a serious fucking claim. And I'm specifically talking about the grown adult who claimed himself to be a victim of grooming, and the other person who said, well, yeah, I never actually told him no, but you know, I didn't actually want him to do it. It looks like that Walking Dead game that came out a couple years ago. I mean, okay. I don't know which game you're referring to, but it's Raid Shadow Legends. It reminds me of a lot of Raid Shadow Legends.
An epic, supernatural story that brings you face to face against the demonic forces of the underworld.
Is this a mobile game? It feels like this is a mobile game. Like it's got to be a mobile game.
A deep deep role-playing experience where you get to live among Marvel legends and the first customizable original hero from the Marvel Universe. As darkness falls, rise up with the Midnight Suns and face off against an ancient prophecy foretelling the end of the world. After centuries of sleep.
Oh my god. What is the darker side of Marvel? I'm curious. I want to know who the big bad villain is. I really want to know who the big bad villain is.
Lilith, mother of demons, has been revived by Hydra through a twist of dark magic and science.
You know what would have been a better storyline? You get gosh, I forget his name. Odin's brother, right? The god of fucking fear, right? That dude was fucking that shit was good, right? That would be amazing to see as like a big fucking villain in a Marvel game.
Lilith will stop at nothing to fulfill the prophecy of the Midnight Sun and bring back her evil master, Chthon.
That was Cthulhu, by the way. That shit was fucking Cthulhu. This game looks fucking terrible. I'm not even gonna sit through this. It just looks fucking awful. Jesus Christ, what the fuck? I can't believe that they like. God damn it! For fuck's sakes, I wish they stopped making these Marvel games. They really fucking should. They really fucking should. It's a crime that we accept them anymore. I just. Fuck. Okay. let's talk about this. This shit's fucking great. So TommyC and an old man are having a fight. So Arius Glory and Gold. TommyC gets set straight. I will play the video because it's timestamped. At what part of this video do you set me straight? All you said was, I'm just an old man. I did not talk to Ethan. Keem is self-serving. No shit. I will do what you told me. You guys are welcome to use your own judgments. My judgment is based on the timeline of your vids. Okay, so he schools him. Let's play it.
I know Keem's fighting with RS Glory and Gold. I just want to put this out there. I forget the exact amount because it's been some time. I remember Ethan had bragged, I don't know the exact time, might have been 30, 40 days, that it took that many days to research the content nuke. And I remember going back on and checking RS Glory Gold's YouTube videos. And around the time, again, I forget the exact amount, I did it with my news team. I think Doc was there, maybe even Freak. Around the time that Ethan said that he would have started researching the content nuke, we see the first negative Keemstar video.
I mean, Tony's basically got him on the fucking ropes at this point. Tommy is fucking like, he is just sweating here. He has no clue what to fucking say. Hey, Crow, I used to be RS Glory and Gold till he became more obsessed with Keem. I mean, like, I understand why he became obsessed with Keem, right? I don't want to be a dick. I understand why he became obsessed with Keem. It's just that at a certain fucking point, I don't give a shit, right? Like, you need to fucking drop it. And if you're not willing to, I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, I mean, I get it. He's an old man, and he like it gets kind of fucking annoying at a certain point. As far as Tommy being an old man, yeah, Tommy is old, but RS Glory and Gold is significantly older, significantly.
Out of nowhere, like just completely out of nowhere. And then we checked all videos prior to that, up until the original incident in 2016, are completely positive. Look, I think he's being put up to it. I think he is a sick old guy. I think he's just being told what to do. That's my guess. But that's what we noticed. And if you notice, I've never been really keen on him since the content nuke. And but I do. I think somebody's putting them up to it. And the drama's worth money. You know that. I know that. And I'm not above it either. But yeah, I do remember. And if you go back and look, if you check, I think it's in the content nuke. He says how many days it took. And so, yeah, we look back. Videos, first negative video comes out of Keemstar out of nowhere. All priors, besides the incident itself, are positive. So, and I talked to Keem when I was unbaited. He said they were cool.
Well, anyway.
Okay, so that was Tommy's whole fucking thing to RS Glory and Gold. I don't know if I don't know what kind of claim it is to make about the guy. I would say, like, there doesn't need to be any sort of monetary gain or for him to do this shit. It could just straight up be a hatred for Keemstar. And Ethan is probably the biggest stick to go swing at Keemstar, so it could just be that. But Tommy said he looked at his video uploads and everything. So I mean, I trust that he actually did that. I haven't seen it myself, but like, I would say, like, there's plenty of motivations for this guy beyond money, is all I mean.
Anyway, the bottom line is, I'm going to be 68 years old this month. I'm not senile, and I'm not 90. As far as Keemstar and Ethan go, I've talked to Keemstar 3 or 4 times in my whole life. Probably not at all in the last 3 years. And every time I ever talk to him, it was a self-serving conversation where he was attempting to manipulate me to make himself look better. Now, that's the truth. As far as Ethan Klein or his wife or his family members, I've never spoken to any of them. I've never had contact with anyone who works with him, represents him, as a matter of fact, I've never even had contact with anybody to my knowledge that's ever spoken to Ethan Klein. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know how much clearer I can be than that. Okay. The only thing I know about Ethan Klein is what I see on Twitter and on YouTube, just like you guys. Yeah. So, here's the bottom line. Keemstar on 3 separate occasions, 2 years apart, each one in 2016 and 2018 and 2020, spread a bunch of lies about me. Now, the first time, I think it was probably truly a mistake. The second and third time, it was an attempt to deflect.
Okay, so like the first time that he's talking about, my dad said me when he looks younger than Salt Fart. I don't doubt it. Ars Glory and Gold is I don't know. He just stays up and plays RuneScape, so maybe that does it. His whole fucking thing, like I mean, I guess the title's just super clickbait. All he does is play a clip from Tommy, and then he basically gives a response denying everything. I mean, like, look, at the end of the day, it doesn't need to be about money. There's so many reasons why RS Glory and Gold would be doing this shit, right? I personally think it's just because he hates fucking Keemstar. He's also stashing away a couple fucking bucks. I mean, yeah, I'm sure that's just added cherry on top. I think his main benefit to doing this is that he fucking hates Keemstar. When he talks about like the second and third claim, other people, I guess, went and made claims about him, and Keemstar brought it up. I think that was about it. The claims were over something else. I think he got like catfished again. But yeah, it's kind of whatever. Honestly, this is just so fucking stupid. I think that RS Glory and Gold is just. I think that he is like forever butthurt over the shit that Keem did. Like I think that's about it. I really do. But there was another tweet by Tommy. I'll pull that up only because I'm sorry. Like I don't care what the old man has to say anymore.
I know Keem's fighting with RS Glory and Gold. I just want to put this out there. I forget the exact amount because it's been some time. I remember Ethan had bragged, I don't know the exact time, might have been 30, 40 days, that it took that many days to research the content nuke. And I remember going back on and checking RS Glory Gold's YouTube videos. And around the time, again, I forget the exact amount, I did it with my news team. I think Doc was there, maybe even Freak. Around the time that Ethan said that he would have started researching the content nuke, we see the first negative Keemstar video out of nowhere, like just completely out of nowhere. And then we checked all videos prior to that up until the original incident in 2016 are completely positive. Look, I think he's being put up to it. I think he is a sick old guy. I think he's just being told.
So I think it goes back into the clip that he played. I just look at it, I just go like this whole thing seems really dumb. If RS Glory and Gold wants to like deny that he has like no real motivation to go after Keemstar, right? Like, and this is just him just giving his opinion on things, and he's not supporting Ethan because he's supporting Ethan because he thinks Ethan's a good stand. Like that to me just brings his fucking bullshit. He just like said, "Look, Keemstar's a piece of shit. He's been a piece of shit to me, and Ethan's been good to me." You just say it like that because Ethan has been good to him. Even beyond like all this shit, Ethan's been good to him. Like when we talk about the content nukes, he featured RS Glory and Gold in there. I'm sure RS Glory and Gold fucking appreciated the shit out of that. Probably made his fucking day. He probably felt like a fucking superhero for once, rather than like, you know, this old man that everybody fucking makes fun of on the internet. You know, well, I mean, not everybody. I get he has his audience, but you know what I mean, right? Like, he probably appreciated that somebody was going after the guy that went after him. I can understand it. It's pretty fucking human when you think about it. I think that probably would have been a better way of like making this statement, because that's what I think this guy's like kind of getting away with, is this whole like, oh, well, you know, I'm not this way and he accused me, and it seems all a little fucking overdone. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Well, I guess I think that's it for the stream tonight. Oh, I hope you can read this, but this is what I know. Keem and Ars Glory were cool for a while till just before the content nuke came out. The Keem shouted him out. He was cool with Keem. Yeah, no, I remember that shit. I do. I remember that. I think that later on the two had this argument because, or like, I don't know exactly what it was about, but I guess maybe it was right around the time the content nuke happened. You know, honestly, the shit between Ethan and Keem is so fucking overdone, and I'm just so tired of it. And you have all these little like fucking side dramas because of the shit between Ethan and fucking Keemstar. I don't know, man. Like, this whole thing's fucking stupid. Boo! More streams. Sleep is for the weak. Potentially, I may have a very special stream on Wednesday. I did have a confirmation of somebody coming on the channel on Wednesday. Yellow Flash said that he should be able to make it, and we'll probably do like some comic book stuff. I want to talk to him about the Shang-Chi movie, which is the only reason why we're not talking about it tonight. But anyways, guys, that's it. We'll see you here on Wednesday. I really appreciate everyone who tuned in. I know I apologize to Zombie Fox. I'm sorry I didn't give him the take that he was looking for. And anybody else who was upset with my opinions on it, it's just my opinion on it, guys. Like, I think we all agree that nothing actually legal happened, that the guy's a piece of shit. I'm sorry if we're disagreeing about like the nitty gritty stuff, though. Anyways, we've been short stream. We went for like an hour 42 minutes. I mean, that was pretty good. I'm going to bed. I'm sick of arguing with you guys. I got to get my COVID vaccine tomorrow, so I want to get some sleep now. Good night.